Model Making Guru is sponsored by emodels.co.uk. Make something awesome. Hey everyone, it's Fox from modelmaking.guru here. Hello, and welcome to Wednesday. It is time for some more Star Wars Build Your Own X-Wing DeAgostini partwork video build series. By that I mean it's from me, not DeAgostini. The partwork's from DeAgostini. This isn't... Yeah, anyway, moving on. Today is issue 58, and as always before we get going, I need to quickly declare that DeAgostini are sending me this partwork free of charge. I'm not paying for it, I'm not a subscriber, so a big massive thank you to them, but I need to declare that. And today we're looking at issue 58, so as always let's quickly go through the magazine and then we'll crack on with the buildy. Now again, as always, I've not looked through this in advance, so I don't know what's in here. Yeah. Oh, we're talking about Solo now. Okay, I like Solo, it was a good film. Again though, like I said the other day, I watched it quickly. Not a lot of it stuck, really. Maybe it's just because I'm getting old and my memory's going, but it was a good film. I did enjoy it. So I like the film. So we've got some concept artwork from Solo. A sequence inside a TIE fighter factory that I don't recall actually happening. Although they did have a car chase or a speeder chase. I don't remember it being in a TIE fighter factory. Anyway, concept work from Solo. How do we create something that's simple and iconic just like the TIE fighter? You don't. And they didn't. They totally didn't. Again, because it's completely... It's a lovely looking ship. It's just kind of forgettable. A lot of these designs... It's kind of weird. Modern films, a lot of the designs of things in modern films are so hyper detailed and complex and like made to look convincing and realistic that they're just forgettable. Like a TIE fighter, it's that with a bit. An X-Wing is but these... They're so like over designed and over engineered that they're just kind of forgettable, I think. So that is not forgettable ever. Now we've got a section here about Han Solo. It's in their Starfighter Aces section. I don't know how this will compare to all the information we got in the Build the Millennium Falcon part. Probably all the same information. But it's talking about Han Solo, of course, the bestest ship in the world, the bestest ship in the galaxy. Yes. And all the same photographs that we had in the Build the DeAgostini Falcon partwork. There's only so many photographs, I suppose. And then, of course, we have the buildy part. But again, no little beauty shot with a bit of information, unless there's one at the back. Nope, just a nice shot on the back of some forgettable tech. But yeah, it is a shame that, like, they do look more sort of convincing and believable. But they also become a lot more forgettable. There's no iconic... It's the silhouettes. You know, you look at an AT-AT or an AT-ST or a TIE Fighter or an X-Wing or something like that, and you see an instantly recognisable silhouette. Other stuff, modern stuff, it's just overcomplicated and fussy, but there you go. Anyway, I shall put this to one side. We shall go and crack on. Okay, so we've got a bit of assembly to do this time, and... some wiring. We've got some fiddly wires to sort out today, so there may be swears. Now, what we're going to be doing the upper engine mount. So the first thing we need to do is assemble the actual wing part itself. What we're going to need first is this piece, and we shall put on this piece as well, I think. All of these we can put over there. Now I'm going to separate out my screws as well. Put that over there. Now if you remember, I've got my magic box of happiness. I said happiness. Happiness. And we're going to put our screws in here. So we have some XW02s. Snippety, which go in the 2 slot. Number 2s. We have XW05s. Not get many of them very often. They go in there. I do recommend you get yourself one of these little tidy boxes like this. They're just little jewellery tidy boxes. XW04. They just make life much easier because you do get spare screws, and it's nice just to keep them sitting around in the relevant bits, just in case you drop one, because, you know, the carpet monster will always have its wicked way. And it's best to have spares lying around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. So that's them done. Throw these bits of rubbish away. Away you go, away. So, carefully find the screwdriver, which is there. As always, I've got the screwdriver that comes with this part work and the one I got with the DeAgostini Millennium Falcon, which is a really nice screwdriver with a spinny bit on the end. But it's usually a bit too big sometimes, but let's find out. So, we also need the wing. We need all the bits now. So, align the inner wing frame this way around, which is this way. This will sit like there to say, like a glove, like a glove. Align the engine mount bracket this way around, or even as we would say in English, the engine mount bracket this way around. Doesn't really explain which way around this way around is. It says align it this way around and then shows it flat from above. Oh well, never mind. It goes like that anyway. If it will fit, or is it that way around? That way. No, not that way around. Not like that, like that. How is this going on now? How is this? How is this? Was that even on camera? I do apologise. Wait, am I doing something dumb here? It's entirely possible I am, and usually I am. This goes like that. That seems a bit rum. That doesn't even begin to fit. Hang on, am I... Oh, Fox, you're a tool, aren't you? There we go. Right, that way round. If I'd looked at the actual shape of the wing in 3 dimensions, I would have realised I was being a sponge. And fitted recesses. So there we go. So we want 2 XO2 screws. XO2. I've got coffee this time. Coffee. Right, that was embarrassing. I'm just not paying attention. I'm still befuddled from my camera issues. So 2 XO2 screws go in here. That's 1. And as before, I'm doing finger tight just to start with. And then another one here. Get off, get off. We go 2. Oops. Get in the hole. There. Because it wishes you to go in and screw in properly. There you go. Hey, and drop the screwdriver. Oh, it's just going to be one of them days. Welcome to the Rubbish Production Values Production Company. We'll do them finger tight for now. I'm not going to do them fully. Then, XO2 screws into these 4 holes here. There we have. Oops. Get it on into the screwdriver. Here. Again, finger tight. Not turning them all the way. Oh, knocking the camera. Oh, God. So I'm tempted to take all this apart and start again because I'm really not having a good... You may not realise, but I film all these in one go, basically. Like I do 5 at a time. And I film them all in one go. I don't do like 1 every day because that would be crazy talk. That's not an XW02. That's got a flat head. That's weird. I filmed them all in one go, and of course the camera issues I had for the last couple of episodes, it's really put a bit of a problem into things. I'm a little bit doolally, so I do apologise. You wouldn't want me filming just normal. That'd be boring. And then we want XW04 screws here. One of those. Get off. Which looks disturbingly like that other XW02 screw, but never mind. One there, sliding. So now I'm stressing about the camera running out, or the camera not recording, or that I'm not in shot, like there. I don't know. Just one of them days today. And 2 W03s into the... That's 04s there. No, and then 03 there and there. Okay, so 04s, 2 more 04s. I mean, 3 more 04s even. Wow. Again, finger tight, not all the way. Plenty of it, flood the cowling. Zwei. Again, I apologise, you just seen the back of my hand, but what can I do? Right. Okay, next time I do a part work, it's going to be a small part work. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Yeah, that's the wrong one. A small part work. Next one I'll do is like, you know, rock collection or something. Like you get the geology ones where this screw isn't wanting to go in at all. There we go, that's better. No, almost. There we go. And then 203 screws into that and that. Wow, that's a lot of screws. I remember them in this many different screws. One there. Spinning a bit freely there, it's not quite driving in. I can't help thinking that's not at all the right screw. I think it's an XW03 screw, but that seems a little small for an XW03. A bit big for a... it's not long enough. It isn't settling into the hole at all. Oh, there we go. XW03 there. Maybe that one specific screw was just a little bit funky. Oops. And I will try to stop knocking the camera, if I can help it. Now that doesn't seem right. Because that screw will not fit in that tiny little hole. That big fat screw is not going to fit in that tiny, tiny hole. It needs a pointed self-tapping screw. That's just not even remotely the right kind of screw. And bizarrely, it says, put X03 screws into here and here. Yet in the next picture, it doesn't have a screw in there. But it does have a screw in there. But there's already a screw in there. Yes, so I think what it means to say is the XW03 screw goes in there. Not in there, because that's a tiny little hole that these screws won't fit into. I don't know. And then we want 5 screws into 1, 2, to there, and there. There we go. 5. So yeah, be wary of that. It'll tell you to put it in that little hole there, but you can't. It cannot be done. You think this is tedious to watch? Wait till I'm doing the wiring bit where I've got to try and get in close. Yeah. I did start doing these as live streams because at least I could talk to the audience and stuff. But yeah, it's easy just to do little videos. I can do them all in one day, and it's you know, I've got 4 or 5 videos that I can put on each week. Right, so that's all the screws in. So what I can do now is go back and start tightening those up. So, apologies, it's going to be more screwage. I might do a fast forward on this bit. Okay, that's that bit done. Next we have to do the wiring. Ooh. Now this is the bit that, again, hopefully, so far, every time I've said this is a real frustrating bit, it's been actually not too bad. So hopefully this will go a bit easy. Now I've pulled the camera out a bit because it's going to get fiddly around here. You need to get this wire all straightened up. Being careful, of course, when you're straightening the wire, don't just pull it like that because you'll pull the end off. Just stretch it between 2 points. That way you can get it nice and straight, stretched out without stressing it unnecessarily, really. There's another reason I'm a little bit distracted today, and that is because we're having big fat Cornish pasties for tea. Proper Cornish pasties from Cornwall. They're like that big. And I could have 2, and that 2 fill my entire plate. So, anyway, where are we? Right, stop thinking about Cornish pasties, it's bad for something. I'll put the lid back on this magical box. Now, this is where it can get a bit frustrating. Identify the end with the socket, which is that one there. That's the socket there, you see. Hello, look at my sockety goodness. It does show you in the picture there. Make it look like this. Make it look like this. So, this needs 2. This is where I always get confused now. Well, I mean, I always get confused everywhere because I'm an idiot, but firmly into the recess near the wingtip this way up. So it shows it that way up, which is, they've got big dots of glue on these plugs. That's not going to help me slotting it into a little tiny hole, is it? This way up. Which way is that way? But it's not particularly helpful. There we go. Okay. So have it like with there's the holes on one side, on the left side there. I assume it needs to go that way up into the hole. But that big dot of glue that's going to get completely in the way. Yeah, it's not going to work, is it? Maybe it will. Let's find out. See if I can do it without getting my head completely in shot. Do. Something went crack. I don't like that. Once you crack, you can't go back. I'm not happy about that big chunk of glue. And it's not sitting flush, it's sitting up a little bit. And I can't remember if it's supposed to sit flush or if it's not sitting flush is going to be a problem. I can't recall. Big honking chod of glue there. I wonder if I can get that glue off without doing any harm. I might have to risk it for a biscuit and just try and clip it down or something. Where's me cutters? Let me just try it, because it's getting in the way. It's just a big chod of PVA glue, I think. If I can just trim it away. There we go, that's better. They've just obviously glued it in to seal the connection, but it's just kind of sploobed out. If I could just trim that away a little bit without cutting into the wire. There we go, it's just PVA. Or whatever the electrical version of PVA is. There we go. Hopefully that wasn't a bad thing I just did. Could go wrong. So now this can sit in there. That's better. That fits properly, like a proper thing. Now, this is where it gets tricky. And this is where you probably see the back of my head for the entire shot. It needs to go up here like this. And you've got these little tabs that it slots between. And this is where it gets really frustrating because they're supposed to sort of hold it in place, but they kind of do, and sometimes, and I know what I've not done. I need to get this little label all the way down the other end. This little label here needs to be all the way at the other end, I think. Although why is it at both ends? I'm just checking the instructions to see. Oh no, just needs to be at one end really. It's just going to get in the way, isn't it, basically? Let's just put it down the other end just to be extra safe. So, there we are. So it needs to thread through all these little studs, the little sort of bars sticking up, but it's notoriously fiddly and doesn't actually stay in place very well. When you get it in at one end, it pops out the other end. And when you try and do it on camera, it's even worse. You are just going to see the back of my head, I'm afraid. Quite possibly. And as I try and squish this into all the little gaps. So it needs to feed around there, and it needs to go behind these two. But to try and push it all the way around there. I can't remember how I did it. I think I used tape last time to hold it in place. I might have done. I can't quite recall how I did it. I remember it being an immense PITA. I'm going to have to go and do this off camera because I can't actually get my head in to look at what I'm doing. Give me a minute. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. So I fed it round here, as it says in the instructions. Now, it does go behind 4 posts here, which are really easy to get behind, but you will need something not sharp and pointy, but something you can, what I call a spudger. You can spudge the wires behind these posts. If you get something like a dental tool that's got this on the end, or go to your local craft store and get some sculpting tool, something like that, which is metal and rounded and soft, you can just wedge it in and get the wire behind. You can see, I don't know if you can see these little posts here. That's where you need to get the wire behind. Get them to stick behind these little posts in the wing is useless. They're not grippy, but these are actually really good. Once the wire goes behind, it's in place. So try and get yourself a little spudgy tool. A round end kitchen knife, or like a butter knife, so it might work. But get yourself some carving tools, some sculpting tools. They're really handy. So that's that bit done. Next we have to attach the engine assembly plus an XW02 screw. Where are you, screw? I need you to do a screwing thing. So let us put that there. We need to get the wing like that. I wish I could remember how I did this the first time. It's a lot easier. Plug on the end of the cable from the engine through the hole in the engine mount here. There, you see this hole here that you can't see because it's not on camera. Goes through there like that, you see? And then that needs to sit on top. There's two little pegs here and there's two little holes. Big hole, little hole, big hole, little hole, cardboard box. Cardboard box! That sits on there like that, so it goes in like that. Kaplunk. Then you have to put the XW02 screw into that hole there. Now this is where you need 42 pairs of hands. Or if you're lucky, get the screw lined up on the screwdriver straight away. There we go. Beautiful. That was lucky, that was. That's the first time I've done it in one go. Normally I've got to like pick it up, put it down. I've dropped it. Pick it up, put it down. Fumble with it, drop it. So if I can just turn this round. Trying to keep all the pegs in the holes. It does want to come out of the holes. Oh, I want to knock the camera. Yay. Oh, you know, never work with children or animals or anything involving me. Screw that in more. More screwingness. Get the big daddy screwdriver that can do more big. I'm doing it off camera so I can go all tight and active. Right, that's on. It's not on super tight, but it's on tight enough for now. I'm going to close the screw box for safety porpoises. Right, so now we have more threadularity. Look at the threadularity. This needs to follow the other wire. Basically, it does say to use a tip for a screwdriver when you do these wires, but I'll be honest with you, a screwdriver is a bit aggressive. So it's going to fit over behind this peg over here. Now this gets tricky now because you've already got a wire down behind that post. So a screwdriver's got a nice sharp point on the end, and that's where you can potentially damage your wire. This one at least is rounded, so I can just gently persuade wires round and into the back of poles and things. I'm pulling it tight, so it's nice and tight. This needs to go into the post. You've got 3 posts here. The first set of holes is that wire from before. This set of holes below it is the next one. Make sure you've got these numbered little sticker things sticking out because you'll need these later. I know that now. Chris is sitting there saying, yeah, idiot. Mind you, Chris has probably watched all the episodes this week and gone idiot because they've been terrible. I do apologise. The quality has been shocking. And it's all, I blame it on my phone. I blame it on the Filmic app for being an arse and not working properly. I blame it on other things. I blame it on everything that considers itself a tool and not part of me. Right, there we go. That's that wire in. Hopefully not knackered and squished. Yeah, you could if you wanted to. You don't have to, but if you wanted real extra security to keep those in, you could put some tape, some electrical tape or something over there, just to really, like over this bit, just to really seal them in place, but you don't need to. I think I did on one of the other ones, because there was one, when we did the first wing, I assume, I don't know, there must be a different mould or something or an improved, because like the last couple of wings, these wires have gone in quite nicely, but the first wing I did, I could not get the wires to get behind them pegs and stay there at all. It was a right pain. Yeah, right, so next we have to take this cover, and the cover goes like this. Sits on top here like this, you see. We need XW02 screws, making sure these wires are stick-outery. XW02 screws. I don't need my goggles for that. I do need my screws though. XW02. So we need 1. And again, you know how this goes. If I can eventually get the screw on the end of the screwdriver, we're going to do them a bit at a time. So finger tight. Finger tight. That's me. That one there, finger tight again. All you're really watching is the back of my hand, so I do apologise. And trust me, watching all these really shonkily film bits where I'm building stuff on camera really badly, it's It's more than worth it when it comes to the painting. So now I'm going to go back and just tighten them all up one by one. Evenly. Dip it. And not fully tight yet, not fully tight yet. Just a little bit. Bit more. And then what I can do is go for the big one. I like this bigger screwdriver because it's a bit better for when I really want to put the effort in and get them really tight. I find the little one that comes with it, it's all right up to a point. But when they get a certain level of tightness, it just starts to skip. And that big one's a little bit better. Of course, if you're a proper person and not an idiot like me, you actually have a decent screwdriver set, like an iFixit set or something. Remove the 3 plugs from the sprue. And this is the bit I like. You just spawn them in the holes like that. You just go. Now you could glue these in. I don't think I've glued these in yet because 1, they just stay in place anyway. But 2, I think I want to make sure before I glue these in place forever that all the wiring works when I put it all together at the end. So just on the off chance I have to actually take all this apart again. I don't think I've glued it. I've glued like greebles and details on, but I've not done any major structural gluing in case I need to do disassemblage. Right, and then put the lid back on the screwdriver box. That completes this episode number 58. It has been a shambles from start to finish. I do apologise. Don't forget, of course, thank you very much. If you want to, I know I said thank you very much then for no reason. If you want to pick one of these up yourself and do a much better job of assembling it than I have, then do feel free to use the link in the description below, underneath the video, to the Modelspace website where I can take a swig of coffee and learn how to speak. Because it's just a shambles. I am an omni-shambles. Yeah, link below if you want to get this part work for yourself. It's more than worth it. Anyway, enough talking. Don't forget, if you'd like to keep this channel alive and well and healthy, please do consider becoming a patron or a channel member. You can either go to patreon.com/modelmakingguru. The address is there, and you can support the channel, or you can just press the join button under any one of my videos, and it'll help you become a member. It'll actually make you a member, and then you'll get access to content a week in advance for a lot of times. You'll get ad-free content, you'll get exclusive content, and you're also helping keep this channel alive. But I shall be back tomorrow, Thursday, with the penultimate episode for this week. So don't forget, 1 PM tomorrow is the premiere. I'm really talking rubbish, aren't I? I do apologise. This is such a shambles. The last couple of weeks of streams have been such a shambles. And they're not even streams, Fox. You're just talking rubbish. I'm going away now. Adios, amoebas. I need to just go and sleep. It's been a long day. Long day.